grateful to have been invited to the inaugural E.A.T series event.
I believe so much that nobody is so good in knowledge, but when you have a team of people, you have a lot of experiences and you know that you have built up your knowledge.
I think that there's a lot of untapped potential here in the Nigerian agricultural sector. I believe that a lot more young people are going to have to move into it. I think they're going to need the support of the private and public sector.
Bridging the gap between generations, getting real players in the sector who are doing real work, to have real airtime and real face time.
Half of the time, the solutions that we're proposing, even if they're localized, fail to meet the actual needs of those on the ground.
African farmers do not need African solutions to succeed in agriculture. What we need is for you to hear us. Not through the lens of poverty, not through the lens of pity, not through the lens of your theories of change. We need you to hear us and hear our circumstances. Hello, how is everybody this morning? Hope you're all well. Can you give me some energy, please? Thank you very much. Awesome. Now for the important part. African farmers don't need African solutions to succeed, right? And when I say African solutions, this talk this morning will go through comparing what is perceived as local, indigenous, community-led, and why that is not necessarily what we need for the future of agriculture. Now, my name is Cobi, and I'm the founder of a small, medium-sized agribusiness in northern Nigeria. We grow superfoods, and I like to call us a community farm in 300 places because we work with 300 farmers. But most importantly, my name is Cobi. I'm a young woman in the space, and I also am a community advocate, an advocate for community expertise, I like to say. African farmers don't need African solutions to succeed in agriculture. Now, does that mean we don't have any problems? Of course not. I'll tell you a story. When I first started in the agribusiness space, my very first farmer to join our network, his name is Mr. Amos. He said to me, Miss Cobi, I know there's a pest problem in Bauchi, but I don't have pests. So I said to Mr. Amos, Mr. Amos, everybody has pests. And he said, no, Miss Cobi, I don't have any pests. There's a white powder that my neighbor gave to me, and I sprinkled this white powder all over my grain. No pests. Everything dies. Mr. Amos, are you sure? Yeah, everything dies. That doesn't sound quite right, Mr. Amos. Mr. Amos, what's the powder called? He went silent. And I don't blame him, right? Who am I to ask him, an elderly man who's been a farmer for 10, 20 years, whose father was a farmer, whose father's father was a farmer, whose father's 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 father was a farmer. Who am I, who on earth am I, to ask him or question him about his farming practices? But hey, he conceded, and he said, I don't know. Mr. Amos, what do you mean you don't know? I don't know. Okay, Mr. Amos, find the packaging, bring the packaging over, and let me know what this magic white powder was. Anyways, cut the long story short, we received a sample, we sent it to a lab in Lagos, and it turns out this magic white powder that kills everything, the same powder where you spray on your grain and everything dies, was Sniper, an insecticide not suitable for human consumption. But hey, Mr. Amos said, his neighbor gave it to him, it's trustworthy. Okay? What can we learn? What do farmers like Mr. Amos need? Right? Training. Some people argue they need training. Okay, it's possible. Better agricultural inputs. Yeah, that's also possible. we need more policy and legislation to prevent farmers from pouring sniper all over their crops. And there is policy and legislation to that effect anyway. Yeah, that's possible. But I would argue that we need something else. Again, back to my early point, African farmers don't need African solutions to succeed in agriculture. So with Mr. Amos and the sniper, the problem isn't necessarily the fact that he lacks training. The problem neither is the fact that there isn't policy available. Neither is it the fact that he should be able to read English, or someone should have explained to him the issues of the agricultural input. The problem when it came to the situation of Mr. Amos and the insecticide is the fact that there's a large disconnect in agriculture across the entire value chain, especially in Nigeria. African farmers don't need African solutions to succeed. You do. You need to hear your theories of change translated into a local language. You need to hear that you're doing good, you're making a difference. You need to hear that the farmer who lived in a tin-roofed house now lives in a brick house. And they know that. And those who work closely with these farming communities know that too. I'll tell you another story. One of the first things I wanted to do when I first went to Bauchi was to send drones in. Send drones in so that farmers could see their farms from an aerial view and picture over time, the effects of climate change. It was a radical idea. I like drones, I like tech, forward thinking, I'm young, it's lean, it's cool. So I ran to my community leaders and I told them I'm going to bring drones in. It's awesome. It's going to transform agriculture, right? You'll be able to see the effects of climate change. And they said, no, we're not interested. And I was heartbroken because I had the future. Tech is the future, right? I saw it. I saw the vision of tomorrow. They didn't want it. Again, I said, okay, so what do you want? And there was lots of whispering. And again, I wasn't aware of what's going on. More whispering. And they looked at me and said, we want empowerment. I was a bit confused. I was like, yeah, I am empowering you. I'm sending you pictures of your farm. That is empowerment. I'm like, no. We don't want your thing in the sky. We want empowerment. I was confused. More whispering. Lost. My operations manager at the time said, Miss Cobi, they mean cash. That is empowerment. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's new. Moving on. Final point. African farmers don't need African solutions to succeed in agriculture. Right? I hosted a workshop. It was more of a reimagination exercise between myself and some community leaders from Bauchi, Tafa Balewa to be precise. We had 45 farmers, of which 30 of them were women. And we sat together in Jos and we spoke about kind of what the future of agriculture was for us as individuals, as an agribusiness leader, as them as farmers, and as micro-processors as well. This is the exercise. Close your eyes. I'd like you to join me. Close your eyes. Think of Nigeria in 10 years' time. Think about rural Nigeria in 10 years' time. If you're from here, if you're from Nigeria, you can then cast your mind to your village. Walk across this path. What does it look like? Is it luscious green? Is it red, clay, soil? Imagine you're on a farm in 10 years' time in Nigeria. Now, it can be a 2-hectare farm if you're a small-scale farmer. It can be a 10-hectare farm. It can be a 100-hectare farm. What does it look like? What tools do you use? What's your water source? Who are you in that space? You can open your eyes. So we went through that same exercise and you wouldn't guess what they said. They said that We want to be able to design our own future. And that is why I say the future of agriculture is in Africa. African farmers do not need African solutions to succeed in agriculture. What we need is for you to hear us. Not through the lens of poverty, not through the lens of pity, not through the lens of your theories of change. We need you to hear us and hear our circumstances. We need you to see us, see our homes, see our visions, see our dreams, see our futures, see our successes as well as our limitations. And we need you to join us hand in hand as we reimagine and get to that 10-year vision that we see for ourselves. Thank you.